Welcome back to Smart Family. We're talking relationships. Now, in fantasy world, marriage looks like a fairy tale, right? But back to reality. It can be incredibly tough at times. And women, we like to communicate in different ways than men. And in my opinion, men, they often just stop talking. This is why Gary Hoffman, the author of Don't Give Up, is joining us to talk about understanding men. So, Gary, thank you for joining us on our show.
Thank you for having me.
So, this book is basically a guide for men who are struggling with their marriages.
Right.
And it's simply not about them not being honest with themselves. So, can you explain more about that?
Well, it's a down-to-earth book of just real-life kind of stories and things that, you know, how to start identifying some of the problems. A lot of the men that I've dealt with over 16 years, a lot of times they don't even know what the issues are. They're say, how are things going? And usually they say, oh, things are going fine, things are going great. But a lot of times they're not being honest and real with themselves. And, you know, there's so many things, you know, that a man needs to work on, but he's ignoring a lot of the key problems and issues.
Okay, so why do you think men shut down, and how can we help them?
Well, you know, the way the economy is and all kinds of stuff, it's so overwhelming, you know. But a lot of times I ask a man to start with a blank piece of paper and put the problems down. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times there's a blank look, and he is totally clueless. Women are talking, you know, in the women lingo, and men are talking a whole different down to earth, you know, in a different kind of lingo. He's got the remote control watching sports, but they're not truly addressing the issues.
Okay, so men shut down, they space out, they watch their TVs, you know, and us women were like, talk to me, communicate. But what can we do as wives? And maybe if we understood, I hear that there's like a few ways, like basically 6 to 8 ways that men, there were 8 reasons why they shut down.
Well, I just, if you truly want to work on the relationships, I encourage women to, you know, work on whatever they can do to help their husband.
Okay.
But see, a lot of times, men are full of pride. My wife says, well, gee whiz, men are okay, but they're only dense between this year and this year.
Okay.
Because men are so prideful, we're so arrogant, we're so used to solving the world's problems.
Well, Gary, let me ask you one question. When it comes to relationships, there are basically 6 foundation problems. Do you know what they are? Can you talk to me about those? Like, you know, what causes a relationship to kind of go awry there?
Well, there's so many. I mean, poor communication, you know, now with the internet. Mm-hmm. I mean, probably one of the biggest problems right now is internet porn. And so you have, you know, men hiding, you know, in front of the computer. I mean, infidelity issues, you know, both men and women are dealing with you know, some of these.
So, they've got these issues, they hide in different ways. What can we as wives help for our husbands to communicate better? What can we do?
Well,
give me an example or something.
Well, be an encourager at home.
Okay.
You know, is one thing. You know, men, I try to get them to try to empathize with her. Just listen to her.
Okay. Well, let me give you a real life scenario. Play with me on this, okay? So let's say you and I are married. I know your wife is right over there, but let's just pretend for hypothetical reasons.
Right.
And you've had a rough day from work, and I've been at home with the kids all day. You walk into the house, right? So say hi, honey.
Hi, honey. And usually give her a hug.
Yeah,
you know?
No. You know what? I have been dealing with diapers. I've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with that. You need to take the kids, and I've got to make dinner.
I encourage men to listen to her.
Okay.
Takes it usually women can unwind in about 20 minutes. A man getting home, he needs about 40 minutes. But if you can get home and just, what can I do, honey, to help you?
Okay.
Can I take the kids for a few minutes and you go for a walk around the block?
So the man needs to really listen to what his wife is saying.
Right.
And maybe women, we shouldn't be berating them and also understand where they come from. And
it doesn't solve anything. And we talk a lot about, you know, maybe she slings mud at you, so what do? You get a bigger glob of mud and you sling it back to her. But what does that solve?
Okay. So, Gary, bottom line, what I hear you saying is communication is key for women. We do it very well. As a matter of fact, I think sometimes, in my opinion, we over-communicate.
Right.
And men, we need you to talk a little bit more.
Right.
So, Gary, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate that. I hear that Connie is over there on Facebook, but also if you want to read more about Gary Hoffman, we've linked the information on our website. Just go to abc15.com and find us under the lifestyle section at the top of the page. Connie?
All right, thank